Let's turn our attention to China now. Xi Jinping faces a leadership contest later this year, but that election will be a farce. President Xi is guaranteed a record third term. What could spoil his party is the Wuhan virus. China has still not been able to contain its worst outbreak yet. Lockdowns are still in place in several areas. I have some numbers from last week. At least 30 million people still cannot move around in China. They remain under some form of pandemic restrictions. Beijing has refused to give up zero COVID. Chinese officials have been asked to crush new infections completely. They're now resorting to more draconian measures. Look at these images. What do you think this is? Chinese officials call them electronic monitoring wristbands. The Chinese citizens call them electronic handcuffs. Those under home quarantine in Beijing are being forced to wear this band. And these are not patients of the Wuhan virus. These are healthy individuals. They are being kept under watch because that's the favorite hobby of the Chinese state, keeping tabs. They want to monitor everyone, so everyone must wear a wristband. What will these bands do? Monitor a person's body temperature 24/7. That's how paranoid the Chinese state is. It wants to know if someone has a fever in real time. Now, some Chinese citizens have written about their experience on Weibo. It's a Chinese social media platform, Weibo, and these citizens have been protesting against these electronic handcuffs. I have one account from Beijing. This is what a resident of Beijing has shared on social media. And let me read it out for you. This is what it says. Last week, I went on a work trip to Guangzhou, and before I returned to Beijing, I did the nucleic acid tests in time. I also reported my home isolation to authorities and received the antigen tests. In the middle of the night, I then received a notification from my community that they're giving me an electric bracelet to wear. If they need to monitor my health, I'll cooperate with temperature checks and nucleic acid tests at the door, but I cannot accept this so-called 24-hour electronic monitoring. We do hope this person is safe after having said what he did. Now, what happens if someone is indeed infected by the Wuhan virus in a community? Well, they face the worst. Chinese officials resort to violent measures sometimes. They break into homes. I'm not making this up. This happened in China's Guangzhou city. Officials broke into 84 homes. You heard that right, 84 homes. These homes were of people who were taken to a quarantine hotel. After they left, Chinese officials broke in. What for? To check if there was any quote-unquote close contact left behind. These officials wanted to make sure no one was hiding or trying to escape quarantine. It seems like they did not find anyone, so they disinfected the homes and left. But this action has drawn a sharp response, as it should. Officials in Guangzhou faced a strong backlash. They were criticized for breaking into homes. How is the Chinese state responding? They're now installing new locks at these homes. Not sure if that helps. The pattern is clear and punishing. In order to push zero COVID, China has turned homes into jails and patients into criminals. Rich Chinese citizens have had enough. Nearly 10,000 of them are looking to leave. Do you know their combined net worth? A whopping $48 billion. They want to go, but they can't. What's stopping them? The Chinese government. There is no official ban on immigration, but Beijing is making it harder for people to leave. Passport processing times have increased in China. The process to get a passport has become more difficult. Officials demand more documents. Even moving money is tough. Chinese citizens with a high net worth now have few avenues to move cash outside the mainland. And every transaction they make is carefully watched by Beijing. What does all of this tell you? In China, if you have money, you're under watch. If you have the virus, you're under watch. If you run a temperature, you're under watch. If you've traveled, you're under watch, and you cannot run or hide. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.